what's good everyone? So today we're going to take a look at the Adidas Forum 84 low here in the white crew green wild pine colorway. This model released already a couple of months ago, and there are a bunch of people who have done reviews, but in my opinion this is one of the best sneakers in 2021, and I wanted to share my view on it. So we're going to jump into the details right after the break. Like I said, these released a couple of months ago in several colorways. They have a very similar to this one where the green, well, all the green is blue. I think that was one of the first ones that released, also in a high top version. And this shoe released, as the name implies, in 1984, just shortly before the Air Jordan. And you probably know the background story already, that Adidas was trying to get Michael Jordan on their team. So the high top version at least could have been the first Jordan at the time, but he signed with Nike, and you know the whole history from there on. But this one was a very important sneaker back then at the time because it had brand new technology. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later on when I'm gonna dive into the details, but like I said, in my opinion, this is one of the best sneakers 2021. The thing is, since last year, since I bought the Rivalry Low and the Air Force One, I went heavily on the basketball low sneaker train. For some reason, I have the BB 550 by New Balance, the Rivalry Low, this one now, Air Force One, and I'm thinking about picking up a couple of sneakers from different brands because I just somehow dig this style now for the summertime, even though it's not a matched toe box or nothing, and they tend to get a little bit warmer during the summertime, but I think it's just such a clean look, so I really had to add this Adidas here to my collection, and I think this one is definitely one of the best colorways that have released so far. White green is such a classic colorway that you just cannot miss and definitely belongs into your rotation. So let's get really quick into these. This is an all leather upper here, and it has different types of leather. We have it's not a very nice suede. It's a decent suede here at the heel counter that is extending into the inside of the shoe as well. Some green stabilization thing is here on the inside. Then we have this very, very hairy suede on the Adidas stripes, which I really like a lot. I think this is probably the crew green. Then we have a slightly different tone of green here on the inner liner. This is the wild pine, I guess, because it is a little bit darker. We have, like I said, an all leather toe box, and the leather is okay. The mudguard itself is not the greatest, but the leather on the toe box here is pretty nice. But I think all in all, you're getting a very decent quality on the shoe. Of course, we have the strap here that is significant for this model. You cannot detach this one here. It is attached, it is sewn on to the shoe. The funny thing is that Adidas has released a couple of shoes of this model with a completely detachable strap. So I'm not real sure what the policy is behind that, because the higher tiered models with a little bit more premium materials, you cannot detach that strap. And the cheaper ones with the cheaper leather, you can. So I think it would have been great if Adidas would have made them detachable for all the Forum 84s. So I'm not sure why is that. I know there are a couple of people who are cutting it off. I'm not gonna cut it off because I think it belongs to the shoe. It's what makes the shoe this shoe. Even though I would prefer it without, I think I'm totally fine with having the strap. It gives it a very distinct look, and cutting it off, you're butchering it a little bit. You're also butchering sneaker history a little bit, so for me, it stays on. If it was detachable, it'd be a completely different story. So let's continue. We have a cup midsole here, and as I mentioned in my BB 550 video as well, this is a very common setup of a midsole for that era. We have this exposed EVA foam here, and the special thing about this is they put a Dellinger web into the EVA made foam, which gives this a little bit more bounce and more response. So this was high tech back at the time. It was Adidas answer to air probably, so it's an energy return, so if you impact onto the floor, it will rebound and give you some forward moving, some propelling moving. So very high tech at the time. Oh yeah, we have a nylon tongue here that is fairly, it's not very thick, it's not thin, it has a decent thickness to it, so it will add some comfort. Outsole is that white pine and off-white and red dot here in the forefoot section. I think this red dot here gives this whole thing a little nice touch. Really liking them. I think they look awesome on feet. Sizing wise, I think they fit true to size, but I went to 4 pairs to find, not to find my size, but to find a shoe that was made good enough. I think they tend to be a little bit wider in the forefoot section, so if you have wider feet, you shouldn't have any problems. But for me, as I have narrow feet, if I have too much room here on the toe box on top, it gives me too much room, and I'm wiggling around a little, and all the lacing is gonna get messed up. So I decided for this one here, which had the best shape overall for my foot. I think they fit true to size, but they are roomy enough that if you like a snug fit, that you could also size down half a size. But for me, I think generally the length is true to size. So I cannot wait to finally wear them, because they had been sitting at my place for 2 or 3 weeks or so, because I was exchanging pairs to get the perfect pair for me, and really want to wear them now in the summertime. So these are going into my rotation as soon as possible. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found all of this information useful. I hope I'm going to see you in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.